Ghana will be able to move forward in leaps and bounds, and Ghana will continue to be a beacon to the rest of Africa. Ghana has been transformed. I keep telling people, Ibineze Oba Anapa, Ibineze Obe Wia, Ibineze Obe Nyubire. Once the good Lord will be with us all.
Professor John Evans Fifi Atta Mills was born in Takwa in the Western region, but hailed from a Kumfi in the Central region of Ghana. He received formal education at Achimota School, where he completed the advanced level certificate in 1963, and the University of Ghana, Legon, where he completed a law degree in 1967. While pursuing a PhD in law from the prestigious School of Oriental and African Studies in London, the Prof, as he was affectionately called, was selected as a Fulbright scholar at Stanford Law School in the United States in 1971. He earned his PhD at age 27 in taxation and economic development.
It's God who knows best. Professor Mills was a respected member of the academic community, especially in the University of Ghana, and he affected the lives of many of us, even as students, while we were in Commonwealth Hall.
Mills' first formal teaching assignment was as a lecturer at the Faculty of Law at the University of Ghana. He returned to Ghana to work at his alma mater, the University of Ghana, for 25 years. He became a visiting professor of Temple Law School, Philadelphia, USA, with 2 stints from 1978 to 1979 and 1986 to 1987. Again, he was a visiting professor at Leiden University, Holland, from 1985 to 1986. During this period, he authored several publications related to taxation during the 1970s and 1980s. By 1992, he had become an associate professor of law at the University of Ghana. Outside of his academic pursuits, Professor Mills was the acting Commissioner of Internal Revenue Service from 1986 to 1993 and the Substantive Commissioner from 1993 to 1996. Professor Atta Mills served as Vice President to Jerry John Rawlings between 1997 and January 2001.
privileged few are enjoying, whilst the generality of the people are wallowing in poverty. This must come to an end. And I assure you, Atta Mills and the NDC will provide the needed relief. May God bless us all.
He took over the leadership of Rawlins's National Democratic Congress and lost 2 presidential elections in 2000 and 2004 respectively.
You the moon. We think that politics is about human beings. That's all. That is all.
We should ensure that this campaign is carried out in a clean manner, devoid of insults. Please let us know that at the end of the day, we have to come together to prosecute our Better Ghana agenda. Winning is not the end of the road. What we are in politics for is to help raise the living standards of our people. The Ghanaian electorate is very discerning. They know what they want. Let's try and give them what they want, because they have reposed confidence in us.
In spite of the defeat, Professor Mills surged on, and in 2008, he ran under the campaign slogan, "A better man for a better Ghana," on a platform of change, and became the 3rd president of the 4th Republic of Ghana in 2009.
My brothers and sisters, we want no violence. We want no cheating. We don't want any bloodshed. I know that the good Lord himself has already blessed us. NDC will go back.
It's been a long but enjoyable struggle. And I'm very grateful to the people for the confidence that they have reposed in Atta Mills and in the NDC.
One interesting thing about Professor Mills's victory in the 2008 elections is the fact that he was the 3rd John to become president of the 4th Republic of Ghana. He became president after contesting for the 3rd time under 3 rounds that characterized the 2008 elections in which he won. Those who were close to him say he was a man of high integrity, humility. He was liberal-minded, and the word peace was his watchword. His supporters branded him as Asumdwehene, which literally means the king of peace. Under his governance, a number of projects were undertaken in line with his Better Ghana agenda. Amongst his accomplishments as president was his presiding over and initiating Ghana's first ever oil production. He was also credited for the growth of Ghana's economy during his term. One can say that the Prof was one who believed in education, and a number of projects in this area have been credited to his administration. The elimination of schools under trees, the provision of free uniforms to school children in public basic schools, and the distribution of free exercise books to primary school pupils between 2010 and 2011 are some of his good works. The school feeding program was also rationalized to target schools in more needy communities. In the area of health, the replacement of 13 non-functioning lifts at the Kolibu Teaching Hospital and other projects at the same hospital have been credited to the administration of Professor Mills. There was also significant increase in coverage of the National Health Insurance Scheme. Other areas were the energy sector, infrastructure, agriculture and security.
Enianum medawana se na mbiri bia bonfanda se manyankopone owo na yeben things were not easy. We had a lot of difficulties, but we have come this far. Look, there is a lot that we can show Ghanaians that we have done for them. Along the way, we have had to make sacrifices, and many of you here have felt the force of the sacrifices that we have made. But I want to assure you that the next 4 years are going to be better. The next 4 years are going to see our dreams fulfilled, because we have been able to remove the impediments.
Away from his official duty, the Asumdwe Hene, as he was fondly called, was enthusiastic about sports and enjoyed field hockey and swimming. He also once played for the national hockey team and remained a member of the veterans hockey team until his death. He was also a board member of Hearts of Oak and a Manchester United fan.
When I was in Commonwealth Hall, he was the chairman of the amalgamated clubs, and so he was in charge of all sporting activity on campus. And so from football to hockey to volleyball, basketball, everything, he was responsible for organizing it. And I remember at those times, sporting activity was very vibrant, on campus. Those of my friends who were talented, in terms of sports, Jovi and Co were hockey players and all that, used to regularly go and play friendly matches with neighboring universities in neighboring countries. They used to go to Benin, to Nigeria, and things. And he made it a very vibrant area where people with talent were able to express themselves. Even for some of the controversial sports where sometimes when Commonwealth were losing, we went and hijacked the cup and things. Prof was the overall supervisor of many of those events.
President Mills has several publications to his credit. They include taxation of periodical or deferred payments arising from the sale of fixed capital, exemption of dividends from income taxation, and Ghana's income tax laws and the investor. He was married to Dr. Ernestina Atta Mills, a director of education and trained marriage counselor. He had a son, Sam Kofi Atta Mills. On 24th July 2012, at 2:15 p.m., Professor Johnny Vance Atta Mills passed on after a short ailment at the 37 Military Hospital.
Fellow countrymen and women, our nation has been hit by an unprecedented tragedy. Our nation is in mourning at the sudden and untimely death of the President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Professor John Evans Atta Mills. For the first time in the history of our dear country, we have lost a sitting president who worked so tirelessly for his people. Madam Speaker, the President was taken ill around noon today. He was rushed to the 37 Military Hospital, and try as the medical team did, they were not able to avert this tragic loss. The President passed away at 14:15 hours this afternoon. This is the saddest day in our nation's history. Fears have engulfed our nation, and we are deeply saddened and distraught.
It is the wish of many Ghanaians that he finds rest in the bosom of his Maker. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
May God continue to bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation greater and stronger.